Hello, my name is Lorenzo Maurice Davis, and I am 35 years old. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and today I'm leaving a YouTube video to pave the realities of the making of knowledge and the truth that justice can be known, and the truth that giving facts to the truth of the cases that pertain to the choice and the truth of the realities of every single reality that dictates itself, and the truth of the philosophy of its own wisdom, and the truth of the knowledge of its own justice, to the realities that can part in the nature of itself, to the identities that realities do not consent, to the verses of the realities that virtue itself, and the truth of the reality of the Aristotelian reality of the method, and the truth that engages itself in the facts, not in cases of basis as rationality, on the versus reality of its quickness, and the truth that given nature is the truth that variability is the reality, that verity can quality itself, and the equality of fame, and the knowledge of itself, and the giving that protects itself to be poor, enrich its own reality of the mistake, and the truth that given need and societal reality of changes its denials, and the truth that justice fosters itself to limit the denial of any truth in Obama's reality of presidency. My knowledge of the mistake of this candidacy, of the reality of this candidate, is the truth of the denial of the truth that justice itself, the delimited factor and the degree that any truth and the knowledge of any truth that detains itself in the knowledge of its restriction cannot confine any reality in the limited realities that causes its states to change in the degrees in which levels in the realities that make and remake the making of remaking law, and the truth that judgment itself will not find itself fixes, and the truth that dignity inherently confined in the dramatic scene of constitutional freedoms limits itself to powers that vest interest, and the truth that dialogue is the truth that delimits no realities matter, and the cases of every single fact, and the truth of every single thing enjoined to be the reality of money bargain, and the truth of the notable reality of corporate reality of law, and the truth that dignity inherently denies no dial of the truth of the fact of the truth of the matter of a threat to make any changes of itself, and the fixations of a loss or failure to succeed in the remedy of only facts, and the cases of 4 months in jail, assaulted by 3 police officers, dictated to 3 counts of assault, and the fact of probative quality and the evidence of content, mens rea, and criminal pursuit, and the realities of the degrees that limit no truth to the denial of itself, and the degree of my own reality as a philosopher. I limit myself to Joe Biden's reality, of his philosophy of the traditional reality of voters, to maintain its consistency in the denial of no truth to limit social norms, and the truth that problematic abilities is the quality that qualifies itself to the qualified, the pleasurable team. And the team does not bring any competition to realities that compete. For the denial of itself is the realities that dictate no reality in the constraints of the conflictions of the denials of truth, and the denial of any fact that limits no patterns to the degrees of any changes of the denial of itself. The truth of the vote is the reality that remakes the law and the changes of a democratic system, to the denial of the truth of ever for changing traditional norms, and the truth that elevates itself to limit itself to new matters of knowledge and remaking law as a constitution and as a right based upon the liberties of freedoms in which we enjoy.